This is a quick and easy cheeseburger sliders recipe. Dinner will be ready in minutes. So I start with a pack of Hawaiian rolls. This is a pack of 12. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare to slice it in half with a bread knife. If you use a bread knife, it usually will slice pretty easily all the way through. You can see here that it lifts up pretty nicely. So I use a total of 15 Hawaiian rolls for this recipe, so you'll need to add a few more from another pack. I grabbed 4 rolls here, but really you need just about 3. Go ahead and slice them in half. Then you grab a 9 by 13 inch baking dish like this and go ahead and arrange all the Hawaiian rolls inside. Once you have all the Hawaiian rolls positioned how you like them, you're gonna go ahead and start to remove the tops and lay them out. I usually lay a piece of parchment paper nearby and then just strategically remove all the tops, kind of so that I remember where they go. It doesn't have to necessarily be this way, but this is how I like to do it. I try to break apart any of the pieces like this, just so that when you're all done, you can easily just grab a slider and eat. Next, for the meat, start first by melting the salted butter in a large pan. The full recipe details are in the description box. Then you're gonna go ahead and add some chopped yellow onions to the pan and go ahead and saute them inside of the butter. After some time, you'll notice that the onions start to become translucent, and this is perfect. Next, you'll add the ground beef to the pan. I got a fancy type this time, but you can use whatever type you like. The entire time that the ground beef is cooking, I'm sure to break it up into smaller pieces while it's starting to brown. This is one of the few times that it's actually okay to use a leaner ground beef if you like. Usually I always try to only use 80-20. I feel like it's more flavorful. But in this case, all of the liquid and fat that is there, we're just gonna drain off. So if you wanna go ahead and use a leaner ground beef, that's okay. So next I season with some salt and then go ahead and mix everything together. Every time I add a seasoning, I tend to go ahead and stir it just to mix everything all together. Next I add some black pepper and then of course mix it all together. Then I add some ground thyme and of course mix it all together with the big spoon. Then the last thing I'm going to add is some adobo. I use about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Of course, I don't have a specific 1/8 of a teaspoon measuring spoon. I don't know if they make that, so I kind of approximate with about 1/2 of a 1/4 teaspoon. Then I add some minced garlic and of course make sure to mix it all in very well. And the last thing I'll add is the Worcestershire sauce. I'm very self-conscious about my pronunciation, so please don't come for me. Then I mix it all together again one last time. You can go ahead and taste it at this point to see if you want to add anything else. I think it's perfect. Next, we're going to put our seasoned meat into the prepared 9 by 13 inch pan. Whenever you pick up a spoonful of the ground beef, be sure to drain off any fat or liquid. Once you're done, pat it all down, and I take some sliced cheddar cheese and go ahead and lay it down. I use about 6 slices. You can also use shredded cheese if you prefer, but I tend to just use whatever I have at home. Then I take all the tops of the Hawaiian rolls and I go ahead and arrange them just right on top like this. Then I put the whole dish into the preheated oven and I bake it for only about 5 to 7 minutes, basically just enough time for the cheese to melt. And then before you know it, just like I said, a delicious dinner is ready in minutes. This is a super easy meal. You can find the full recipe details at the link in the description box and also what's showing up on this slide.